with some men with confidence.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. It is that time again. The boys are back in the building once again for your listening pleasure. It is myself, Terrence, the host. Welcome to the Open Mics podcast. And of course, I never roll alone. Learned that lesson a long time ago. I've got my boys all here with me. So I'm going to pass the mic around to the fellas. Sean, what's up?
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing?
Tony, what you doing?
Doing pretty good, ready to roll.
Awesome. Last but not least, Rhino. I'm not going to use your screen name for this, but what's going on, bro?
What's up, everybody? It's Rhino, aka the Smile Observer, aka the Hostile Soldier. It's best not to test.
Okay.
He said, I'll use it, though. I'll use it.
Look, I'm going to let him put that out there. I'm not going to ruffle no feathers because man just said it's best not to test. So I'm not testing. So I hear you. I hear you, big fella. I'm going to let it ride. Anyway, so glad to be back here with the peoples again. And this time around, I feel like there's been something, buzzing on social media. Everybody's kind of had it in the air one way or another. So I feel like it's time for us to take our turn and sink our teeth into this one and see what the fellas have to say. Now, admittedly, I'm not the most up to speed sometimes when it comes to these social media influencers and the things that people have going on online. But even me, I crawled out from under my rock for this one because it's an interesting topic. My man Keith Lee has apparently been out here doing big things, doing great things, reviewing food at various places. Shout outs to him for that because, look, I appreciate somebody letting me know if the food is good on site before I get there. Let me know, do I need to show up or not? Because if not, I feel it. I appreciate it. Much respect to my man and what he was doing. But, as with anything, there's always what they say, one bad apple spoils the bunch. And sounds like he done ran across the bad apple. And this situation, y'all got, if you don't know, went sideways and out of pocket. And obviously people are, I think for the most part, in agreement, which is really odd and surprising, but at the same time refreshing. But I want to talk to the people, talk to my boys. Everybody aware of what I'm talking about with, Keith and him dropping a substantial tip and then the fallout from leaving said tip, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got you. We tracking.
Cool. Everybody tracking. So right out the gate, just raw opinion. What say ye? Was this somebody really acting a fool, or was there an inkling, something that we may not be thinking about, where they might actually have a point? Floor is yours.
Look, I'm gonna go ahead and take this thing over. My man Keith Lee was just doing his thing, making his appearance, and we all know when Keith Lee steps in the room, business is about to be made. People like the guy. He has a mild-mannered attitude. He's not loud in your face. He's just a smooth dude that likes good food, and he takes his family around with him. And I like that idea of being a family man and including his family. So he goes to this restaurant. He enjoys the food. He likes the ambiance, and he drops this huge tip, and that's when things kind of got twisted. And my personal opinion is this business owner saw the money that was dropped and said, "Tip who? Tip where? No, this is mine. This is mine, and I will divvy out what I think should be divvied out. And I think she saw the green-eyed monster when she saw all them stacks. Keith Lee is trying to be a blessing to everybody there, and uh she just wants to hog the pot. It's like, what you want to do that for, ma'am? I mean, he clearly asked for something specific to be done with this tip. You got 2 racks. He offered the girl behind the counter a rack. He offered the barber a rack. And he dropped like 3/4 of a rack more so that people could come in and partake of your food. Now, if she had done nothing, if she had done what she was supposed to do, then people would have came in and that would have been the spot. Hey, I know Keith Lee ain't there this week, but we going this week because I heard the food is good. Let's go. But in her greed, she kind of ruined the ride for everybody.
I like the way you said that green-eyed monster, man, because that thing can sit on your back sometimes and start whispering to you and start talking to you like, yeah, man, you see that, right? We could use a little extra in my pocket because whatever. And I agree with you. Anyway, who's next? What else you got?
I think too easy. Not too easy. You ain't gonna get. I doubt we're gonna get anything where we find some grace for this business owner. I can't see it, man. I'm seeing it the same way you guys are seeing it. She had an opportunity for some good press. I know she's sitting in the chair feeling like hindsight is 2020. Maybe she underestimated social media and the reach of social media, as well as the fact that she had an employee who had a social media platform. Yeah, I think you just, and sometimes we do that. Sometimes we trip over our own feet. Sometimes we get in our own way. Sometimes we ish and step in it. It is what it is. So this is just one of the moments where it is what she has done. She probably, she like y'all say, she was thinking about the money some kind of way. She had to have it,
Well,
yeah.
okay. Before Tony says what he's gonna say, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I want to just throw this caveat out there because you mentioned not necessarily finding grace. In listening to some of what she had to say in response, she kind of admitted that there was a little financial something happening. So this opportunity came about for her to maybe rectify that a little bit. So without knowing whatever it was that came up that kind of put the pinch there, I'm not agreeing with this. I'm just saying maybe that could be why said actions were taken. Just something to think about. Anyway, continue. Y'all go in.
Well, I mean, I'll let Tony take it. Go ahead, Tony.
No. No grace for her. None. Zip. Zero.
I had a feeling.
Okay.
I had a feeling
Hey,
this was gonna be.
let Grippy
what it
Smith
was.
cook. Let him cook.
He was sitting over there looking like the South Park.
Why? Why? Because she could have been straightforward. She could have not been dirty and shiesty. She could, if put like this, if she was in a bind, she could have said, hey, I see what Keith Lee said. I'm in a financial pitch. You know that this is saving, the business right now. Give me a week. Give me 10 days and I will get you your money, but no, like, come on back, tomorrow and I'll have it. And come back tomorrow. Well, you see, why don't you call me back and we can discuss a plan to maybe get you a piece of your money after my son gets his share and he wasn't there and he had nothing to do with this, but I'm giving him some to give you some. Like it's so crazy. Like it's silly what happened. I think the thing that gets me about it is it's sad to see somebody fumble at the goal line. Like
Exactly. I
Keith
know
Lee
exactly what you
was
mean by that.
about to blow her up. She was okay. Football reference. She was the Seattle Seahawks at the goal line with Marshawn Lynch in the backfield.
Oh my gosh.
What you gonna do? Oh, we gonna pass. Excuse me. Like we got beast mode back there. We can just hand her the ball and just go ahead and put our name on the trophy. But now you want to try something all at the last second. Like she blew up the whole thing. She was having financial problems. I get that. We all do.
Trying to be cute.
But the opportunity in front of you is crazy. You had one of the top food influencers at your place giving good reviews. You was about to blow up. You was about to be a household name. Now you a household name.
Instead of famous,
for the wrong reason.
Only difference between fame and infamy, right, Tone?
Exactly.
Only difference between fame and
You
infamy.
Went
beat
from
me
being
to
famous
it.
to infamous.
Right. And Tony, you were so right. If there was some financial situation that was a problem, the lady, the friend of her son, she already gave her stack. No, you keep that. That's for you. That's for your business. She was already helping out. And she couldn't see that as, wow, look at this girl. Keith Lee left it for her. She's going to give it to me. Well, that's great. But check this out. I have some financial issues. Let me work out a deal with you guys where I can pay y'all the money that was left. It's just going to take some time to run through my system so I don't lose the business altogether. And then we can all be happy. And everybody can get paid. And everybody can get fed. We can do this thing. But nope, the green-eyed monster came in.
You know what got me? This is the part of the story that got me. It's not even about the 4,000, right? What got me is about the other like $700-800 of change. Like, I want you to feed everybody around here. You know, that's Keith Lee left that, and she got like 3 plates deep. Like 1, 2, 3. That's enough. That's enough. No more eating.
Dead that. Why?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That was so wild.
That's enough free. That's enough free.
That was so.
That told me everything I
Okay.
need to know right there.
Okay. So I tried to kind of extend a little wiggle room for some grace here, but honestly, real talk, yeah, you fumbled. You fumbled bad. You, like I said earlier, trying to be cute. The difference between famous and infamous, all of that applies in this situation. You know, I thought Ryan was gonna say it because he came in rhyming off the rip with best not test. When Keith Lee is in the room, your business gonna boom. I just knew that's where he was going with it. And anyway, she totally self-destructed, completely imploded that situation. And now, you know, it's unfortunate. But based on that situation, I got another question for you guys. So, you know, we're talking about businesses, and in this case, businesses for the culture. You know, Keith Lee was out here trying to rep for the people and put on somebody else, right? As it relates to businesses for the culture, black owned businesses specifically, what, when you hear that phrase, what is your first instinctual thought or expectation? I'm gonna start there.
So, you know, my first thought when I first hear that, something's a black owned business is like, that pride kicks up in the chest. There go my people. We need to be doing more of this, right? Here we go. This how we do it. This what we supposed to be out here doing. Let's get these businesses off the ground. Let's try to, to expand and do well for our culture. Is my first thought. That's my first thought. And I usually try to keep that thought. I'll frequent the business. Usually it'll get me to go by there. Yeah, it's deep back there. It coming out here in a second. But you know what I mean? More often than not, I am too often let down, in some form or fashion. Not all businesses, not every single one. Some businesses, I really do walk in the door sometimes and be like, y'all doing that thing. They got this down. They know what they're doing. They got it locked. They own it. Other places, I don't know what to say about you. They fall into a particular, all those particular stereotypes that are out there or whatever. And I wind up leaving the doggone establishment, shaking my head, going, dang it. I was so excited. It started off so great. And then somewhere along the way, we winded up falling into. And listen, please, y'all forgive me for not saying, hey, we different as a people, so we gonna be different as a people, right? You know what I mean? Like I feel like I can be accused of saying, so what, you want us to act like white people, so to speak? Well, in a case where we're talking about business, business is just supposed to be business. And so from that standpoint, if I have to be pushed with that, yes, I want you to serve me, lima beans and my oxtails and my greens the right way with my vinegar already on them and my fish straight out the grease, and give me my hot sauce without me having to ask. I want that stuff for the culture, okay? I want that type of food, but I also want the same service. I want that same respect. I want to be treated like y'all actually care about my business. I feel like too often than not, I step into some of these places and it's like, you could be here or you could not, dude. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a crap that you got money. I got money too. It's my business. Walk out, another one come in, look just like you. Don't make me, what's going on, bro? I mean, and then when I go to the other side establishment, even though in corners when they're smoking their cigars, they may talk about us all kinds of ways, but they made me feel like they really wanted to sell me their baklava. I mean, he made me feel great about it. I did not wind up leaving feeling like I don't know what baklava is. I don't even like this stuff. Is it? But I bought it anyway because my man was cool. You know what I'm saying? And I felt that. And too often I don't feel it when I go into my black establishments.
Okay. So Sean just came right out the gate and I don't want to say drop the pipe bomb, but he put it out there. I see you. Go ahead. You got it,
yeah, Sean made a good point. Usually when I hear black-owned businesses, I don't think of it as some special place that's going to cater to me because I'm black also. I think a business is a business. And if I like their services, I'm going to support them. I don't care what the race of the owner is. If I like your services, I will support you. I will support you with my finances. So when I go in, I don't go in expecting special favors because, hey, you black and I'm black too. You going to hook me up? I mean, when I say hook me up, I'm not looking for a discount. I mean, do you have it? Do you have what I'm looking for? Okay, here's my dollars. Give me what I'm paying for. All right. I expect a black business owner to behave like a business owner, to respect me as a customer, seeing as how I'm a customer, and to want my business to at least make me feel like I'm appreciated. I know if I'm a business owner and somebody comes into my store to make a purchase, man, I'm Gucci. I don't know why I used that word just now. I guess I work with too many Zoomers, but I feel
say what you say. Talk your talk, man.
Yeah, I'm good. And you clearly have a business model that's working for you. You have a product that works for me. I'm going to keep coming. I found a good Mexican restaurant today. I'm going back next time because I like their food. I don't care that they're Mexican. Well, I guess I kind of would have questions if I went to a Mexican restaurant and it was run by a bunch of Koreans and Italians. I would have questions, but if the food is good, I don't care. Give me a number 2 with a large horchata to go. So when I think a black business, hey, as long as your product is good and is what I'm looking for, I will support the business because I believe in the product and I like the store owner. But what I don't like is I'm supposed to come support you just because you're a black business. No, be a business and be what I need. If you don't have what I need, I'm not going to a black owned lingerie store because you don't have anything that I need. Well, so I'm just supposed to come and give you cash just because you're black? That's not how this works. But when I think black owned business, I think wonderful. But at the same time, to me, it's just a business. A business is a business. If you got a product and I like it and I need it or I want it, or if I'm going to get it for somebody else, hey, my friend has been looking for this. I'm going to get him this. So, there it is. I'm not going to think of you any other way. I'm not going to give you any special favors because you're a black-owned business. And I'll leave it at that. Please don't hate me, y'all. But if you hate me, oh well.
Okay. So I'm hearing some interesting things here. I'm gonna pass the mic around, let Tony do his thing because I can see there's some steam coming. So,
like, if you're a black businessman, be a businessman. I agree with what the fella's been saying. Like, as far as one of the things that gets me more than anything else is the expectation of the black customer for a black business. Like, because you're black, like, I'll just say from my point of view, if I'm black and I see a black business, I want to support them, to help out my people, to help out a black person. But it's like they expect you to have that want and desire. So it's like I will say some, not all. Some black businesses expect for you to have less of an expectation of them. Like, you should pick them first because they're a black business and not because they're doing better business than someone else. Right? Come on. The whole help a brother out thing, right? Like, if the place down the street is selling 6 chicken wings for $6, but they selling them for 11, help a brother out. Forget the fact that I'm paying a whole extra $5 for these wings. Help a brother out.
Yeah, your place is hard to get into with the dirt parking lot and the potholes in it. Versus I can get to this one right here in this plaza, help a brother out.
So we could make a list of complaints. Like, here's one that I talk about all the time. Like, the hours of operation. Like, most non-black businesses, they open at a time and they close at a certain time. And it's that same time every day. Some black businesses open and they close. What time are you going to open? When I get there. What time do you close? When I feel like leaving. the sign may say 9 a.m. You get there at 9 a.m. Lights off, door lock. Well, hold up. 9:15 come around. You see a car put around. Dude outside eating an egg and cheese sandwich. Rattles his keys about 9:20, 9:25. Now they coming in the store and opening up the door. And it's like little things like that. It's like the expectation of you, the customer, to accept a lesser quality of service. I think that's the thing that bothers me more than anything else. And it's a shame because there, and here's the flip side of it, is that there are a lot of good, hardworking, on time, right? Legit black businesses out there. There are a lot of them. There are plenty of them.
Right. Okay.
But there's some that tend to be, and they always find a way to get in front of the camera or get you get exposure, right? The worst of us always find a way to get in the public eye and like make the good ones look bad. And that's kind of like what happened with the Keith Lee situation. Like, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of business owners that would not have done what that lady done. But because she is who she is, somehow, some way, she happened to get in front of the camera, in front of social media, and that's what happened.
Okay, so going back to the Keith Lee situation for a second, I feel like, and I'm going to address what everybody else has said, but I'm going to start there first. I do feel like in this instance, this wasn't one of those randomized, well, I won't say randomized, but one of those strategically placed moments where we had the bad representation put out there in front of us. This was legit a randomized event that went viral because somebody decided they wanted to do something not so smart. Say it nicely. But, I heard what everybody's had to say about black businesses, their expectations, and I'm going to say stereotypes because I don't know what everybody's experiences are or have been specifically. But I get where you're coming from, right? And I understand the aspect that as a black business owner, the expectation of your customers should be the same regardless of who they are. The expectation on us as a vendor of said business honestly should be maybe I don't want to say completely different, but maybe a little different. And the only reason I say a little bit different is because we understand that them being in this position to have a business open wasn't easy. It was a challenge. It was probably maybe a little bit, instead of having to run a 100-meter dash, they had to run a 105-meter dash. You know what I'm saying? And this is me trying to articulate points without being very specific, but I think we all understand what I'm getting at, if that's fair.
Well, it is tough to run a business.
Not just tough to run a business, but just culturally speaking, it is probably a little bit more difficult for some businesses to get approval launched off the ground than others. And I'm going to leave it kind of out there as that for right now. So with that expectation, I think there might be a little bit more grace possibly to be extended. But once you get there and you walk in, and if they're 30 minutes late, as Tony so eloquently stated, or they are treating you like, bro, there's another one of you coming down in here any minute. This is my spot. I do what I want to do, how I want to do, like Sean said, then yes, absolutely. That negative connotation on them is going to be expected and justified. Completely makes sense. I just asked the question with regards to what is your first thoughts on it, because a lot of times we hear black-owned business, and immediately once that instant swell of pride hits, it's almost immediately a lot of times followed with, man, what kind of they own, and I don't like that. And I'm just trying to kind of openly talk about that a little bit. So I want you guys to kind of ponder that for a second. Say, not why is that, but in your experiences, has it been more positive or negative?
I personally haven't had a negative experience at a black-owned business that I can think of. In fact, if I've had a negative experience at a black-owned business, it hasn't stuck out to me because I'm thinking about some business that I've had negative experiences with, but those were primarily um, businesses owned by other other people of other races. Like I've gone into a Korean store before and felt like the guy was trying to pressure me to buy. I was like, bro, let me make my decision first. And it made me not want to. It made me not want to frequent his business because he wanted to pressure me to buy so quickly. And I've been in stores and felt like I'm being watched and followed, and
Hurry up and buy.
like people thinking I'm stealing. And it's like, bro, I'm trying to make a decision. Like one time I was at Walmart in Mississippi, and I'm wanting to buy a camera. And so I'm standing there and I'm looking at the cameras and I'm looking at the specs to see if this camera is going to fit my needs. And I got the people behind the counter freaking out. And it didn't even dawn on me what was going on until later on when I decided I don't think I want any of these cameras right now. I'm going to go and do some more research first. But they were acting all weird and nervous and scared and wanting to say something and then backing away. And I'm like, what's their deal? It's because they thought I was going to steal something. And I'm like, why would I steal something and end up in jail for a stupid camera? It's not worth my life. Come on. And besides all that, it's
True story.
attached to a chain. Yeah, that's a true story. That actually happened to me.
No, I'm saying true. It's a true story. I'm not here to
Right.
try to rip you off. That's crazy.
Right. What's it gonna what's it gonna profit me to do that? And I just I just don't I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand. Maybe they've had some experiences with people doing stealing stuff before, but um that wasn't me. I'm not the guy, you know. But as far
Yeah.
as having a negative experience at a black owned store, I went to a fish market in my hometown, and that fish was expensive, but that fish was also very, very tasty, you know? And it was a black owned business. Would I go back? I did go back.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
that fish was good. And the
That's
lady
what
that
matters.
the lady
Right.
that made it and prepared it and took my money, she was nice.
Right.
Word.
So yeah, absolutely. Now the business failed because it is what it is. It's hard to run a business, especially when the business involves restaurants and making food and serving people. It is tough. It can be done, but it's tough. And that particular business had a hard time staying open, and eventually they had to close it because they couldn't continue to make it work. But I had a very positive and good experience there, and
Okay.
I didn't expect them to treat me special, and they didn't expect me to treat them special. They did expect me to pay for my food, and guess what?
As it
I
should
came
be.
back for seconds. So yeah, my experiences with black businesses have been overall positive.
Okay. Okay. Who's
Yeah.
next?
Me. Me is next.
Okay.
Well,
You
and it's
got
just because I can take some of what, like, Rhino was saying, and spin it the opposite. Like, I guess I'm just the first to say, apparently and obviously, as I started, you could tell I probably had some negative experiences at a black owned business. But this one I'm about to bring up now actually gets me to kind of go into another point and a little bit of a disagreement with something Rhino said a little bit earlier. So here's mine. I knew somebody who was actually straight up starting one, straight up doing a business. I won't particularly state I don't want to put anybody on particular blast or whatever the case would be. So
share as
I'm
much
wondering
as
if
you're
I should.
comfortable with, bro.
Right. I was just about to say. Well, I will say. So it was an auto detailing business, and they were getting it up off the ground and everything like that. And one of their big complaints was that they felt that the consumer there, especially us, our the black folk, us that was going to him, did not value and see the value in his business versus someone else's. So the long and short story of it was, I'm coming out at top dollar. I expect you to pay me top dollar. It's a little bit like what Rhino was saying. And if he likes the establishment, he'll pay it. A business is a business is a business. Now, the one thing that I will say from this standpoint is that, in my opinion, a lot of times, because he was basically saying he was upset with, they won't pay me. They come over here and they be like, man, come on, man. How much you said you want? Oh, man, you're killing me on my pocket, man. What's up? You know what I'm saying? But they'll go down the block where my man got, sparkle and wash and says it costs, even $10 more than what I just told you, and you'll pay him. And he's happens to be of the other persuasion or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So his thing was, don't tell me what the value went from that standpoint was. Now, here's where I bring up the disagreement with Rhino in the business owner, especially ethnic business owner, forgetting that they are also an ethnic consumer. I am absolutely going to go on the opposite platform here and say, as a black person, as a consumer, period, I go for the lowest one. The lowest bid wins, because that is what it is. I'm trying to save my hard-earned money. I'm not trying to give it away for free from that standpoint. It's competition, it's business. If I can get my car washed $50 cheaper there than over here, that's the one I'm going to take. And as far as coming in and thinking, oh, because you black, you should be lower or whatever the case may be, it's not necessarily just about being, when it comes down to ethnic, that standpoint. But if you're starting a business, how you starting up there right with old boy who also got like 2-3 years in the game on you, and then you mad that I don't want to pay you XYZ. First of all, remember, you was a consumer, because even though you're charging XYZ for your business, you want me to pay you top dollar right now. And you expect people to give you top dollar for what you're doing in your service. When I give you top dollar in the money and everybody gives you all this money, you made $1,000 a day, you're going to take your $1,000, go to a different business and look for the lowest amount you can get, because you're now a consumer. When you go into Publix, you're going to look at Publix prices and go, man, they want all this for some steak. I get some steak from IGA. And you go come out of Publix and go to IGA and get you some steak, because as a consumer, your consumer mindset wants you to buy low. But you're going to blame me because I actually want that same thing? You ain't going to tell me that. It's not about being black. It's about being smart. And so I'm going to come in as low as I can come in. Recognize your value also too. So what you're selling, what your demand is it, if you have a good product and your product is driven by the demand it's supposed to be driven by, you will be able to charge the top dollar you want. But can you start that way? Day one, I charge them the same price as the white guy down the street? I disagree. And no, I'm not going to feel bad about being black and also want not necessarily the hookup, but actually looking for the lowest price bidder. I think you should be competitive. But maybe that's me.
Interesting. Okay. This is what we was about to get into. I felt it coming. So go ahead, Tony. You shaking your head.
Nah, he said hookup, and it just made me think of Master P. I got the hookup. But anyway, that made me laugh.
Damn it.
I got the hookup. Holla if you hear me. Anyway, let me try to link both sides. Like Rhino said that he overall had positive experiences. Sean sounds like he had a few negative experiences. Here's where I look at it. I think that overall, most black businesses are pretty decent, right? They function as most other businesses. The problem is that that substantial minority, shall I say, are bad. And in particularly in one area, when it comes to customer service. Like there's a stereotype or a trope, and there have even been sketches made about it. Like the best black food is at places with terrible customer service. Right. Like you know the food's gonna be better.
Oh yeah.
if they're meaner. Like you can tell by the attitude of people, serving you how good the food is. Because the only thing that makes you come back is the quality of the food, not the customer service. And I think that's one of the areas that we we tend to fall short on. And it's a shame because I feel like I'm trying not to be stereotypical, but a lot of us at one point in time have worked in the service industry, like whether at a food store or a clothing store or phone support or something like that. Like everyone probably has a little bit of customer service somewhere in their background. Like
Right.
what customer service is. Why can't you do customer service at a certain level? And
Yeah, absolutely.
to slightly disagree with Sean, like I think you can start charging high depending upon what you set as the bar for you at the beginning. Like if you, for instance, if you selling McDonald's cheeseburgers, you're going to charge McDonald's cheeseburger prices. But
McDonald's
if
isn't
you
going to let you
have,
not charge.
but here's the flip side. If you actually create a refined restaurant business with shirt and tie, as a requirement, and you have maitre d's and you have music playing in the background and you have, distinguished atmosphere and ambiance, you can charge top dollar because you created a top dollar environment. Right, regardless of what's on the menu. If you create the environment, you can charge that. But I think that's where we miss the boat a lot of times, is that we don't give the customer service that we should give. Now, I don't even want to go on the other side because I think that sometimes black customers are to blame too. But that I feel like that's a whole other discussion. So I'll go ahead and pass the mic.
Okay. Okay, so there's been a lot of conversation about, customer service versus expectation and where you set your marker at, right? As far as your price points and everything like that. And a lot of good stuff has been said. I don't want to downplay or discredit anybody's opinion because you're entitled to your own. My thinking on the topic is this. I do feel like as a business owner coming in, if you are offering a premium service, you absolutely have that right to price point yourself as a premium service. And then if you deliver premium service, good on you. That's what you said you were going to do. That's what you did. I have no problem with that. I think where Sean's coming from is a matter not so much about the business owner being wrong or right as much as it is, what do you prioritize? If you are one of those people who prioritize trying to get everything for as little as possible, I don't care what color the business owner is, you're going to lowball whomever. But if it's something that you value, it's something that you prioritize, you're going to pay for it because it's something that you value and prioritize. Perfect. I'm going to use myself as an example. I like cereal. Breakfast cereals, like me some breakfast cereals. That's something I will prioritize paying for. Don't send me in the store and expect me to walk out with no fruit rings. Your Tastios, not happening. Sorry, no. And if I got to spend an extra $1.27 for that little toucan on the red box, done. But that's just me. Somebody else may like cereal. I don't care. Give me that little cardboard box that say Loops, because it's like 48 cents sold. Okay, do you, bro? I'm not hating on you, but it ain't for your boy. I'm just saying, no, that is not how I get in. So I feel like people should approach these businesses kind of with the same instance, and the same market, not same idea. Because I'm trying to remember where I heard this at. Somebody was talking about diamonds, and honestly, diamonds are just like these stones that are found from mining, right? At the root of it is just the stone that comes from mining. Somebody decided arbitrarily we're going to make this valuable and set it at this extremely extravagant price point. Why? Because I felt like it. What makes it any? I mean, is it really that much better than obsidian? Maybe, but nobody seems to have a problem with it. You accept it, you deal with it, and it's okay. It's, to me, it's really about what you prioritize as being worthwhile and valuable. So you do what you do. As it relates to Black-owned businesses, I think Rhino said something that was very key in that if you have what I'm looking for, and I deem it to be worthwhile and top notch and good quality, yes, I am going to absolutely patron your business. And if it turns out that I was right, then yes, I am not going to just patron your business again. I'm going to tell others, which is the objective of any business, black, white, blue, green, whatever. So, lastly, the question was asked about your experiences with Black-owned businesses. And personally, I haven't had many negative experiences in that regard. Things have been more favorable than not. And I wanted to do that in particular question because I think sometimes we hear the stereotypes and the things out there, and it kind of creates a perception becomes reality type thing, when the reality of it is 3 out of the 4 of us are probably saying that we've had more positive than negative experiences. And if everybody owns that, then hopefully it will change the perception about these businesses and create a new reality for them as well. Just my 2 cents. Y'all are free to rip me apart now.
No, not at all. Not at all. Go ahead, Tom.
Well, I'd just like to add that I feel personally attacked because you hating on my Honey Nut Tastios. And fruit rings are delicious. So are sugar frosted flakes.
You know what? I can't go with you on this one, Tony. I'm with Terrence. Give me my Captain Crunch, not my vitamin. Not my Viking.
We go get King Vitamin or more.
Not my dog. No.
If you come for King Vitamin,
bag,
if you come for Blueberry and Frankenberry, we going at it, man.
We no longer friends. I can tell you that straight up. If you don't bring me my Captain Crunch, my Crunch Berries, like I said, I knew they were $6 a box. I don't care. I knew how much they cost. I told you Crunch Berries. Woman, you can already sign this paper. You can
oh my gosh. Did you say woman? Bro, yeah. We not. This is not that type of show. We're not doing that here.
Me and General Mills go back further than me and you, man.
I'm just saying, if my wife was doing the shopping, but I'm with you. Just doing it as my homeboy. Same thing. We gonna be no longer friends. I say Captain Crunch. That's why I gave you $10. I got it. You had 4 to spare. I know they $6. I'm good. Bring back my Captain Crunch.
Yeah, I don't want Timmy the Tiger. It needs to be Tony the Tiger on the front of that box.
Yes, sir.
All right. Toucan Sam, not just any old colorful bird.
and to go back to my point just a little bit, just to stab it home, because I was really just talking about the new stuff. If Snoop Dogg come out with Snoop Dogg Crunch Berries, I don't want Snoop Dogg Crunch Berries to be $6 a box. Now he could put them out at that, but you got to prove it to me, partner. And I would prefer.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
You say, why does he have to prove it to me?
Yes.
I don't know whether Snoop, he's just now starting. Listen, I'm saying
everybody got to start somewhere.
If all the 4 of us make a product, a lotion and a soap line that won't have a black man ashy in any form of weather. Okay. So as soon as when you use a soap and this lotion that we create, Mike's soap and lotion, And no matter what the temperature and what the degree weather is, you can walk straight out the shower and into 30-degree weather and you will not turn white. Okay.
Sold.
Regardless, it's guaranteed. All right.
Sold.
We
Can't say it no more.
to me,
Hold on.
where we put our product price point, okay, is up to us. I'll agree with that. And I can tell that my three partners here will tell me that we should start at Aveeno. We should start right up there with Aveeno and those ones that are on the top of the, you know, the that can sell at Target and whatnot. And Nature, or what's the one, Native, and all of those, right? Those ones that you don't even look at, you go down to the bottom and get Suave, you know what I'm saying, normally. But I'm just saying, y'all will say we can start there. I say we start at the dollar store and let our consumers see the same thing we saw, and then we go up and we build our business model from there. That's what I was saying.
Okay,
I hear you.
So
Go
you're
ahead,
talking
Tony.
about your Snoop Crunch Bears and everything. I'm saying that you need to come to Walmart and get you some great value wrap spheres for $2 a box.
See, the only lure, like you said, Tony, the only lure for Walmart
He
wrap
said
spheres
wrap
is they
spheres.
$2 a box. He said wrap spheres. I done heard that. I heard this. I don't know if it's really made up, Tony, or did you see these things? They need to rename
Tony
them.
probably just
Walmart
gave
needs to
somebody-
take your suggestion.
You
He
know
probably
how
just gave somebody some ideas.
Yes, sir.
how the
Yes,
We
how
sir.
the
want our
name
cut.
brand cereals have a name, but the non-name brand cereals is just a description of the cereal. Like, you have Frosted Flakes, which is the name brand, then you have sugar frosted flakes. Like, we took the flakes and frosted them with sugar. Or like Super Golden Crisp, then you'll get like sweet puffed rice, something like that.
Okay.
Corn flakes and flakes made of corn.
Right. So Sean, I hear your point, right?
Okay.
And I think where we're differing at is, if our product is guaranteed, like you said, to not have a black man ashy, why are we starting at the dollar store? What do we need to prove? If we can guarantee that, why waste time charging $1 or $2 a pop when we could be breaking in 15 to start? And then if we need to go up, go up.
I get it. But I do get that. Trust me.
I'm just
Trust
saying.
me that, and that's why I want to put it out. I'm glad that we have this platform. We can put out different, ideas or whatever the case may be. Because I'm gonna say this on the back end too. Something that Speaker Miss Tabitha Brown said, which is that you should, the general gist of what she said at a conference that my wife went to, a women's empowerment conference, and she was saying that you should first value yourself, like you're just saying, right? Don't cut yourself short. Don't sell yourself short, right? If you feel you got a product, if you feel it's got this value, then put it out there unapologetically, right? And I can absolutely get with that. You guys would probably convince me. We would probably have our stuff on the shelves next to Aveeno. You know what I'm saying? Now, and we would do very well. You know what I'm saying? Because there have been products. As a matter of fact, there could be a product now that's getting ready to show up. When Native showed up, I didn't see Native in the dollar store. Native showed up next to Aveeno. You know what I'm saying? It was on
If
that
we put
shelf
out a product, your
from the
cut's gonna
deck.
be less.
You see what I'm saying? Huh?
I said, if we put out a product, your cut's gonna be less, because
My cut's gonna be less because I wanted to go to the dollar store. So y'all go give me a dollar store cut. See how we do on this? See how we do that? We're gonna shut this down right here because
Make both, man.
See how
Make both.
See how gangster he is? See how gangster he came for me on that? This mug telling me he gonna give me dollar store cuts. Man, I'm cutting it off. I'm turning it off.
Make both. Make the good one that goes to the good store, and make like the water that goes to the dollar store.
We have two brands.
Take the good lotion, put it about 25% in the bottle, and then add like 75% water. Shake it up.
Exactly.
Sounds like the dollar store.
Oh man.
Watch Tony talk about a compromise. This would
Hey,
be Tony's
look, I'm
compromise.
about to say,
Like-
look, my first thought
It's
was that
beautiful.
whole Apple and the Apple SE thing. It's like you had the regular version, and then you
Right.
had that smaller condensed version. We all know that version is my personal opinion, a little bit less than the regular one. But
Right. Right.
anyway,
Like,
just
You ever went to a gas station and always some hood dude outside selling cologne oils, selling fragrance oils for like $5 or $10?
Hey,
They
don't hate on my
right?
oils,
Yes.
dog. Don't hate on
Yes.
my oils, man. I like them.
Yeah, but
I had a
all they do is
presidential one.
they took a bottle of cologne, put a couple of drops in some oil, shake it up, and they selling that to you. You probably bought like 75 cents
You right.
worth of cologne.
Yeah, and that's about all, because that's all I want to spend. Ain't nobody paying no $115 for no Creed, man. I'm not doing that.
Okay. I hear you. And I'm not saying I'm spending $115 on no bottle of cologne. What I am saying is, if you value it, you will
True.
pay for it.
True though. True.
I'm just saying.
True.
Because
That's true. That's true.
That's true.
Kanye West, I appreciate the guy. I'm not spending $1,000 for a ripped up jogging suit. Now, if he could move 1 million of those, more power to him. I'm not buying it. No way.
I was about to say, how that thing go? If you build it, they will come. I'm just
Yeah.
There's truth in that, man.
Yeah, I see.
But anyway, we gonna leave Sean with his dollar cut. And
You had to go. You just couldn't leave it. You just couldn't
leave
the podcast.
I could not.
All right, okay.
I couldn't.
Hey,
I couldn't.
Sean Dollar, his dollar stuff is going to sell quicker than the high value stuff.
True. See, look, Tony's got your back. You'll be
Thank
making
you, Tony.
more.
My point exactly, Doc.
You'll be making
Man.
more residuals faster. But when mine hit, okay, leave it there. Anyway, we're getting off topic. I'm just joshing with you, bro. You know how we do.
Of course, no hard feelings at all. We just
and at this point, because we goofing a little bit, I'm gonna ask the group: is there anything else on this topic that we want to bring to the table? Always open the floor up. Okay, well, the fella said no. So this is now my opportunity to turn this over to you, the listeners. Is there something that we have failed to address? Something that you would like to have heard? Please feel free to drop us a comment, drop a like, drop a couple likes, tell a friend, tell 2, tell 22, tell 202, tell as many as you can. Bottom line is we love hearing from our peoples. And if there's nothing else to be said, I'm going to end this the way I always do. Thank y'all for listening. Like, share, subscribe. God bless you. Good night. Deuce.
Peace out, everybody.
bye, everybody.
Peace.